Hi, everybody. It's Lisa Derby Oden, Project Development Coordinator here at MassMEP. And today I'm with my good friend, Manny Jerome. Manny, you've been with us for a couple of years now. I've enjoyed working with you while you've been here. And I'd love for you to share with everybody what your role is at MassMEP. What's your job? What's your role? What do you do day in, day out?
Well, hi Lisa. I'm glad to be here, and my role here is basically as the now the regional manager for the Southeast region of Massachusetts, where I have six fantastic and very talented direct reports, and throughout all of that, I basically manage the region's business development um, for the region, for the project managers, to be sure that we remain on target with our sales, with our deliverables. Of course, cash flow is king, and to be sure that our clients get the best experience they can while working with MassMEP.
That's a great synopsis. Tell me, it seems to me like you spend a lot of time in your car, like getting from point to point. Is that true? Do you do a lot of visiting with companies and that kind of thing, right?
Yes, in fact, that's the best part of the job is getting out, being free, and get to meet with people face to face, get to understand them, to know them, learn more about their business, so that we can figure out ways that we might be able to help them. That's the best part of the job.
That's great. We're going to get into a little more of that later on about what your favorite part of the job is, and we can
Uh-huh.
talk about that or some other things as well. But
Mhm.
so, excuse me, tell me how long have you been here at Mass MEP, and how did you find Mass MEP? And then before that, like what's your career path been?
So um, I found MassMEP um, probably 10 years ago through,
Wow.
through an old friend of mine, Rick Bowie.
Okay.
Rick and I worked together at a cushioning company. I was at Titleist and he was at the rubber division.
Okay. Yep.
So at that time, I was the COO of EY Technologies in Fall River, Massachusetts. And Rick came in, introduced me to MassMEP. And after that, we ended up putting in a general grant through MassMEP and basically transformed the company. It was an excellent experience, and one that is still very effective in paying off dividends for the company today.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And then I guess my career path started out, if we will. I started out from college as a chemist, a rubber chemist, plastics and rubber with Titleist, and went on and somehow crossed the crazy path of plastics and rubber technology and decided to combine the two with textiles. And so
Wow.
for many, many years now, probably over 20 years, I've been working with plastics and rubber technology and combining them with high-tech textiles and fibers and fabrics for composites and all sorts of different industries. And then after being a road warrior for 28 years or so, I decided that it was time for me to make a change in my life, and I needed to be home more than away, because I was basically on the road probably 3 weeks out of every month at least,
Wow.
and living in planes and hotels and cars every day and not seeing your family all the time just gets old. And
Hmm.
so I decided to make a career change, and called my wife as I was coming home from Charlotte and says, "I'm going to be home for the summer doing nothing." And she was a little shocked, and I said, "Don't worry, I'll figure it out later, but I'm done with the travel." And ultimately, I took the summer off of 2018 from the end of June until October, actually. But after about 2 months of playing around the pool and swimming and teaching my grandson to swim, I began to look for a new position. And soon after my search started, I was connected with Rick Budlong. He
Yep.
and I remained in contact through LinkedIn and a few other areas. And so Rick had placed a post in LinkedIn for an open position for a project manager at MassMEP. So he and I spent an hour or so on the phone talking, and connected me with Joe Griffin. And lo and behold, after all of this is said and done, here I am.
You know, it's so interesting to me how all the different people that work here at Mass MEP have found their way here. Everybody's got a different story, and that's really great. I love it that you took the summer off. I bet
Uh,
your family enjoys having you around more now too, as much as you enjoy being around.
I
So,
truly enjoy being home every day. It's a major change in my life, and well worth it. I probably should have done it years ago. Uh,
well, the thing is you did it now, so that's what counts.
yes, yes, and so chasing the crazy dream and all of that stuff in career, going up the career ladder is no longer a driving force in my life. Now it's more of being home, being able to have fun and still remain in manufacturing with Mass MEP is a big plus for me.
Yep. Yep, that's great. Well, I know earlier you started to talk about some of the things that you really like about the job. So that's my next question for you is, so what's the thing that you're passionate about in your work and what's the favorite part of the job for you?
Well, as I said earlier, my passion is to dealing with people. I just love dealing with
Yeah,
people and getting to know, different people. I love to learn about the various cultures that they come from and everything else, and
yeah,
especially learning about how they've gone down the path to owning or running a business that they're seeking assistance with, and so for me, I've always enjoyed that, and I started out in technical sales a number of years ago,
yeah.
and from chemistry to that was quite a change. But I learned early on that I wasn't really set to being stuck in a laboratory with all the other scientists. Number one, I like to roam.
Yeah.
number two, number two, most of the other scientists were all introverts, and here I am, a severe extrovert. It didn't work out so well. So I got the taste of some technical sales back in like 1993, 92.
Yeah.
And after that, I stayed on. I converted over to being in sales and technical sales ever since, and I've loved it every step of the way.
And that's a special skill. I mean, definitely that is a job for a people person. So, you're being an extrovert and stuff like that. I could see how those things would blend really well.
It didn't do
So
so well in the lab, I can tell you.
I, I know I was trying to picture that and I was going, yeah, no, I think he made a good choice there. Okay, so then once you're off the clock,
Yeah.
what's your passion outside of work? What's how do you like to spend your time, hobbies, that kind of stuff?
So I have several little things that I like to do. I love gardening. That's one of my favorites. Growing fruits and vegetables. I think that brandywine tomatoes rock.
Yeah.
They're my
That's a
favorite, and I
good
can
tip.
never get enough of them. But the other side is that I love spending time with my family.
Yeah.
My children, and of course my two little grandsons, and being able to spend time, especially when it's nice sunny weather outside and we're in the pool, it's just wonderful. So all of that is what I truly like a lot, and then of course I truly enjoy being out on the ocean fishing, deep sea fishing. And
Oh, okay.
my son can't do it because he doesn't have the stomach for it, but my daughter does. So she and I get to enjoy that together, and we love going out catching giant monster fish as often as we can.
So when you go deep sea fishing, I mean, you get to eat your catch? Do you get to bring it home and put it in the
It,
freezer and
yeah, so some of them, I mean, it's within limits. So, normally when we go out for, striper, blues, stripers, flounder and other things, and
okay.
cod and haddock and
Yep.
pollock, those are easy to bring home. You can fillet and store them in the freezer. But when we go for the big ones, like the, mako sharks or
Oh,
giant
yeah.
tuna, you can't, you don't have enough room for that. I have two fridges with freezers, and there's not enough room for that. So if the tuna fish are too big, actually, if they're over 71 inches long, they have to be sold commercially.
Okay, that's what I
Um,
wondered.
yeah. So
Yeah.
the last one we caught was like 92 and a half inches long and just over
Wow.
just over 500 pounds, and
Oh my goodness,
that would be
Manny.
way too much meat for anyone to eat.
Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't really realize how big they were, but that is huge. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
You're
yeah, it is.
definitely right.
So you have to, you select what it is you want to bring home because you have to envision it. You need to store it or give some out to friends and neighbors, but
Yeah.
there's only so much you can give away.
Yeah, it almost gets to be like zucchini in the summertime, right?
Exactly.
Hey, it's been great fun chatting with you. I do have one last question before we close up here today, which is another fun part of these little interviews that we're doing, which is we'd like for you to tell us 3 things about yourself, 2 that are true and 1 that is made up. And we're all gonna, offline guess at which one is made up.
Okay. So let's start out from the beginning. I was born in Lolé, Portugal, and came here as a young child.
Okay.
And still don't understand why my ancestors left Portugal. It's a beautiful country. And if you haven't been, you go there someday, you'll see what I mean. It's just a tremendous place.
I've
Um,
heard that
yeah,
about Portugal. Yeah.
it's beautiful. The food, the wines, the people are just fabulous.
Yeah.
So nonetheless, then after that, when I was 9 years old, I became an altar boy, and I was an altar boy at the local church here in New Bedford, actually, for 9 years. And it's the
Okay.
funniest thing that I was 18 years old and I was taller and bigger than the priest. And he says, Manny, if you're going to continue to serve, you might want to consider, becoming a priest or something. I said, oh, no, Father. I like the ladies too much. There's no way I can become a priest. He says, well, then it might be time for you to move on because you're getting too big.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it was too funny. And then the last thing is that in high school, I met my wife, Emily, and married my high school sweetheart. And we've now been married for 36 and a half years.
Nice. Okay. Those will be 3 good things for us to try to ferret out then.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to thank you for taking time here today for us to get to know you a little bit better. It's been fun doing this, and I'll talk to you again in the future.
Thank you so much, Lisa. It was a pleasure.
Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.